Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video, and today we've got a Premier League predictions video for the 2016-17 season. So I know this video could get a lot of dislikes on it just because of your opinions, the teams that you support, and I might put them in places lower than you think or whatever, something like that. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm trying to be very unbiased here because I could just say Chelsea's going to win it, but this is a little I don't think they're going to win it. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think they're going to win it, but I'm going to try and be as unbiased as possible. I'm going to take in what they did last season, what the signings that they've made pre-season, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to try and predict the table for the end of the season. So starting off in the relegation spots, I'm going to go with Hull in 20th place. I think at the moment they are having a huge crisis. They've got no manager at the moment. Steve Bruce left him when, I don't know why he left him, to be fair. He's not too bad of a manager, but he's left him. They've got about, I think it was like 13 or 14 fit players, and I'm sure most of them aren't even first team quality players. The Army's just about to leave, or as you're watching this, he might have already left to Newcastle. So if they keep him, that'll be a huge boost. But still, I don't see them being a strong enough side. I see them going straight back down to Championship. Also with Sunderland and West Brom, I put Sunderland 19th as they've just put in David Moyes. Of course, he's an alright manager. He done very well for Everton. Man United done very bad, and Real Sociedad done very bad as well. But I can see him because he's that kind of person that goes in the bottom half kind of team. But I don't see him doing much. They have not bought any signings in, which suggests that they're not going to do very well at all. I can see Jermaine Defoe getting very lonely up top on his own. He'll be getting all the goals, but I don't think he'll be able to do enough on his own to be able to make Sunderland stay in the Premier League for another season. And also West Brom, they're a kind of team that always are just kind of solid in a way. They're always just above the relegation zone between like 10th and 16th. Kind of position, but this time I think this is a big punt in the dark here. I think they're going to get relegated, just below 17th place, who I will obviously say in a minute. But I personally think West Brom haven't got the best of sides, with Berahino as well leaving. If he goes to like Stoke or something, that could be a huge boost for Stoke because he's a very good player. Berahino's a great player, and he just doesn't like West Brom. He wanted to leave, put transfer request in. I think it was last season, at the beginning of the season, and he's just been unhappy the whole time. So when he goes to a club that he wants to go to, I reckon he could do very well. But I see West Brom struggling a lot this season. I see them going down. Next up, we've got 17 to 14. So first of all, in 17th place, we put Middlesbrough, just staying in the Premier League. I think they're just going to do a bit better than West Brom, or maybe the other way around. West Brom could just make it and Middlesbrough going down. However, I think Middlesbrough, they've put in a few good signings. For example, Negredo's a very good signing. Victor Valdez is a very good signing as well. However, I don't see them doing enough to stay in the Premier League because Negredo's the only real threat up front. They got that Fisher as well, I think it is. He's not too bad as well, but I honestly don't think they have enough. As long as well with Bournemouth, they've got in Jordan Ibe, who I think is a very good player, and I think he could be one of the underdogs, like him as an individual player, as one of the very good player this season, such as Riyad Mahrez last season. Obviously not going to go win the league, but I think he's going to be a very good player for them. But I don't think Bournemouth have enough potential in their side to get even higher than that. Next up, we've got Watford, and I think Watford are a very weak side this one. I know they've still got Troy Deeney, they've still got Ighalo. However, I don't think they can do enough. They've got a few decent players in their team. However, those teams now are getting stronger and stronger. The likes of Man City, Chelsea, Man United, all these teams are getting so strong that some of these lower down teams could get absolutely battered. Next up in 14th place, we've got Swansea. Now this one is, they're always kind of in the middle zone, and apparently Ashley Williams, maybe as you're seeing this, he could have already been gone to Everton, which is a huge transfer. I never think that would have happened before because Ashley Williams is, he's Welsh, he's going to stay with them. But I think he's going to be leaving to Everton, which could be a huge signing for Everton, but a big loss for Swansea. I think with that going, and I don't think they've got, apparently Ayew could be going to West Ham as well. That could be a huge miss as well. So two of their best players in the whole team could be going. I don't think they're going to be able to cope with them unless they replace them very well. But I see them going in 14th place. So from 13th place to 10th place, in 13th place, we've got Burnley. Now, this one is a very big punt in the dark. Now, they've just got promoted, and I can see them doing quite well for them. Their star striker, Gray, he is unbelievable. I've been watching some games of him. He got a hat-trick, I think, his latest game against Rangers, I think it was. He played unbelievable. I reckon he could be contender for, not top scorer, but I reckon he's going to get around the 15-goal mark, and I think he could do very well for them. And honestly, just him alone, I don't know their team quite a lot, but him alone, I know he could do a lot. Next up in 12th position, we have got Crystal Palace. Now, the additions of Steve Mandanda, Andros Townsend, and maybe Benteke if they do get him in the end, or they've got a few good players in there, but they need to get one more striker because Connor Wickham is not going to cut it. However, I do think that he'll be a very good signing if they do go and get Benteke. He'll suit their style very well. So 12th place is a very reasonable prediction. 11th place, we've got Everton. Now, with John Stones maybe leaving to Man City and Lukaku maybe leaving to Chelsea, this could be a huge loss for them. Lukaku's their main striker, their only real good striker, and John Stones is a very, very good centre-back as well on his day. He hasn't been too good lately, of course. Last season he wasn't the best of players, but he's a very good talent. He could be very good in the future for England as well. However, I think Everton, if they do manage to get another striker, another centre-back to replace them if they do leave, or if they even keep hold of both of them, that they could do quite well in the league. 11th isn't too bad. Obviously, Everton fans will want to get higher than that. However, I think Everton just aren't there yet to get in like the top half, because I think there's other teams that are much, much stronger than them. 10th position, we've got Stoke. Now, this is a very, they could be either very good this season or they could be a bit of a downfall team. They've got good players like Arnautovic, Shaqiri. If they get Berahino as well, that'd be very, very good. They've got Bojan, however you say his name. They've got Joe Allen as well, who's done very well for Wales in the Euros, who I think could do very, very well. They've got quite a lot of players, Butland as well in goal. Very, very good players they've got outfield and in goal. So I think they could do very well, get into the 10th spot, which is not too bad for the Stoke side, considering other teams are spending very, very big and could benefit a lot out of it. So in number 9 position, we've got Southampton. Now, personally, Southampton, I think they're a very good team. They're one of them teams that are very underrated. People don't rate them too much, but I personally think Southampton are one of the better teams in the Premier League. Obviously, other than the main big dogs, up like the top 6, 7. But I think they're just beneath that. They're in 9th place. They're in 9th place, and I personally think they're going to do better than the Stokes, Evertons. But I think they're not going to be just about to cut past the big guns, because, some of them players that have joined the Premier League recently are just top quality players, and you can't really compete against them when you haven't got the money. So in 8th position is a bit of a shock one. It's Leicester City. Yes, they did win the Premier League last season, but with Riyad Mahrez maybe leaving, not too sure yet. Jamie Vardy is staying, which is a very, very good for him, but he needs someone to help him out up there. Musa could be the one, and also Kante leaving for Chelsea. That could be a very, very big miss, as I thought he was one of the most influential players last season, considering he didn't get any, he got one goal I think, and like maybe like 3 or 4 assists, but he stayed there. He's like the Matic when Chelsea won the league 2 seasons ago, and I think he was very, very vital. And now he's gone to Chelsea. I think Chelsea are going to strengthen a lot out of him, but Leicester are going to weaken a bit, and I personally don't think they're going to get top 4. I don't think they're going to get Europa League either, because they've got Champions League football as well this season. It is very, very hard for them, and they're going to struggle a lot in the Champions League if they have some tough opponents, and I can't see them doing very well either in the Premier League. In 7th place, we've got West Ham. Now, they're always a team that get between maybe like the 6th spot and the 10th spot, and I personally think they're going to get right in the middle at number 7, where people like Antonio is a very good player. If he plays more like of a right mid kind of role, he could be much, much better than wasting that right back. People such as Dimitri Payet, of course, he's one of the best players in the Premier League at the moment. Unbelievable player who he is. Even Noble is a very, very good player. They've got quite a lot of very good players. Lanzini as well. They're all very good players, and I think they could be very, very big. And 7th place is a very reasonable prediction. Now going into 6th and 5th place. First of all, 6th place we have got Liverpool. Now they've got a very good few signings with them. So Liverpool signed some very good players such as Wijnaldum, Matip as well, who could be very, very good for them. I personally think they're going to be getting the 6th spot, as Klopp has now got the team that he kind of wants. And he's got players such as Mane in there as well, Coutinho, Firmino, Sturridge when he's hopefully fit for them. And he could be a very good threat up front. He could be getting plus 15 goals, maybe even 20 goals in the season. Number 5 spot is Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I think they're not going to get the Champions League spots this year, as I think last season they just outshone everyone, as most teams did not do very well, as like Chelsea, Man City, Man United. They didn't perform well last season, so a team like Tottenham and, for example, Leicester as well, they just came out of nowhere and just showed what they are worth. Harry Kane, obviously a great player, Dele Alli, Eric Dyer, Alderweireld, Vertonghen, all these players, Lloris as well, very good players, Eriksen. They've got a lot of very good players. However, I think the other teams above them, the likes of Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal and Man United, they all have a very, very big chance of getting in the top 4, of course, which I personally think is. And Tottenham in the 5th spot. Harry Kane could do very well this season, but I don't think he'll do as well as he did last season, because I think he outshone quite a lot of players last season, as he did get the golden boot. So I think they're going to be in 5th spot. Now in 4th place, we've got Arsenal. Now this is You know, the typical Arsenal in 4th all the time. I personally think they're going to get the 4th place, unless Tottenham do a bit better, or Liverpool maybe. However, I think they're going to get 4th, as the 3 teams above them, the 2 Manchester clubs and Chelsea, are going to do better this season. Arsenal just don't spend. The thing is with Arsene Wenger, he's a very good manager, but he's got great players in there, such as Sanchez, Ozil. He's even got Xhaka now, he's a very good player, Koscielny, Petr Cech. However, he doesn't spend big. If he wants a good striker, he had players such as Lacazette, he had players such as Icardi, a few very top players. However, he just doesn't spend. And with that, I think that could be huge for them, because if they don't spend, they're not going to get a good striker. Giroud is a very good, well, as I say, he's a very good striker. On his day, he's a good striker. However, they need someone else who has a bit of pace on them, who is a deadly finisher, who can finish maybe every 1 and 2 games, maybe even every game. They need a goal from someone like that. But Ozil and Sanchez, they're very good players as well, but I think the other teams will be much better. So we are now down to the final 3. And out of these 3 teams, honestly, I can't predict out of these. I think these 3 teams are going to be the top 3, of course. But I'm not sure which order they're going to go in, because it's so unpredictable at the moment. They've all got very good managers, very good players, and it's just depending how they play on the pitch. So in number 3 spot, to get the 3rd place position, we've got Manchester City. Now this one could be a very risky one. Honestly, they could go on and win it. They could be the best team in the whole league. But I personally think that they're not there yet. They've got obviously some great attacking players such as Aguero, De Bruyne, Nolito. They've now just signed Sané as well, or Sane, or however you say his name. There some very good players. They've also got like players like Yaya Toure. He could be leaving. I'm not too sure yet. Company, Joe Hart. However, I think their defence is too weak to be winning the league. Now, this is very, very weird coming from a Chelsea fan, as our defence is terrible as well. But I'll get into that in a minute. However, I think the John Stones signing could be a very good. Him and company at the back could be very, very good. As you know, he's a very young player. But he could be the player to sort out things at the back. However, their left back and right back, Zabaleta and Clichy, they're not the most consistent of players, and I think they need a bit more strength down there, and maybe one more player in the holding role, like alongside maybe Fernandinho, because I think he's a very good player. So I just think that there's a few gaps in their team that I don't think they're going to be top spot. Now in 2nd and 1st place, it's out of Manchester United and Chelsea. Now Man United have made some great signings, Chelsea have made a few good signings as well. However, I think in 2nd place is Chelsea. Now this is my team, Chelsea. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but I personally think Chelsea could do very well this season. 2nd place, obviously from Chelsea fan, you should be wanting to get 1st. However, after last season, getting 10th spot is an embarrassment to the club. 10th spot is just atrocious, and I think we're going to get back up there. The likes of Conte coming in now as our manager after Mourinho completely mugged us off in the first half of the season. And players like Kante, Batshuayi, maybe Lukaku, I don't know. He's not my favourite choice to get up front, but he could do the job nonetheless, because there's a few Belgians in there with Hazard and Batshuayi. Acosta could be leaving. However, as a Chelsea fan, saying that we're not going to come top is weird, because personally, we've got, just like Man City, we've got a few holes in our team. For example, our defence is atrocious. It looks decent on paper. Ivanovic, I hate him with a passion. He's honestly one of the worst defenders I've ever seen. I honestly can't wait till he leaves. He's injured for I think the first few games, which is honestly, I'm so happy about, which is so bad. But honestly, I think he's a terrible, terrible player. Oscar as well, I think, is absolutely terrible. He needs to go somewhere else. But the players like Eden Hazard, he's going to perform, I reckon, incredible this season. Williams, of course, very good player. Cuadrado as well is a very nice player. He's going to be staying at Chelsea. Obviously, Kante, Zuma when he comes back, Cahill, Azpilicueta, obviously Courtois and Net. But there's a few places in there, obviously Fabregas as well. There's a few places in there I think we need to strengthen. We need to strengthen our striker spot. Our wingers are fine. I think Cuadrado should start, and Hazard on the left will be very, very good. Our defence is very weak, just like Man City's, but I think Chelsea can just come out on top there, as Hazard, I think, is one of the best players in the league, let alone the world. And obviously that leaves left Manchester United. I think they're going to do it this season. I think they're going to go back to the top, as it did with Alex Ferguson days, and I think they're going to win the league. This is very, very big statement, as last season they weren't the greatest, but Mourinho coming in now, and he's brought in the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of the world's best strikers ever. Paul Pogba, who could be one of the best midfielders ever. Mkhitaryan, who was the best player in the Bundesliga last season. He's brought in Bailey as well. Him and Shaw at the back with Smalling, and I don't know who's going to go on the right hand side, maybe Darmian, and then De Gea in net. I think they've got a very, very strong squad. Of course, the same as well. Their defences are lacking a little bit. I'd say they need a better right back, and Luke Shaw's not too bad of a player, and Smalling and Bailey, I think they're both decent centre backs, but I think they need one more player who's like a top proven centre-back. However, other than that, I think their team is going to be unbelievable. Zlatan up front, their midfielder likes of Martial, Rooney, obviously, yeah, you know. However, Martial, Mkhitaryan, they've got players of Mata as well, who may be leaving, I'm not too sure yet. Rashford as well on the bench, who could come on and cause absolute mayhem. Pogba in midfield as well. Honestly, their team has such big names in there, and if they do get the Pogba signing, it would be absolutely huge for them, and I think they could go on to win the title. So guys, it's been one of my longer videos. I don't know if you guys have been watching this the whole way through, unless you just skip to the end, but you're probably going to be watching this bit now. And I personally think that's going to be the end result. Obviously, don't give me loads of hate down below, as if your team is lower than it should be or than you think it should be. It's all my opinion. So obviously at the end of the season, I'll react to this, seeing how many I got right and how many I got wrong. I'll probably get all of them wrong, but hey ho, hopefully Chelsea win the league. Obviously, I'm not banking on them to, but hopefully they do. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you think can be the prediction, what teams could win it, what team get relegated, what I could have done, maybe my prediction compared to yours. Comment down below what you think if you're still here, of course. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in my next video.